We continue our team coverage of this deadly fire tonight, and we begin with WAAY 31 Sydney Martin. She spoke with a family who was rescued from that fire. Sydney, what did they tell you?
Naj, I talked to that family today. Now I'm standing on a dock here at the park. You can see this is one of those boats that burned completely during the fire today. Now crews were out here trying to pull this boat closer to shore, like they were with a lot of boats today. Now the woman I talked to told me she's unsure what happened to her family's boat as their slip is now empty.
You know, several people out in the middle of the dock, and they were screaming fire. And I looked toward the front of the dock, and all I could see was just a solid sheet of flames. And then everything started popping, gas tanks, so forth started popping, and it just moved on down the dock, and very rapidly, I might ask.
Now, Valerie Miller told me she's lived out here for 5 years, and last night was like no other night they've ever had. She told me and described to me that her and her husband were so flustered that they couldn't get their boat untied. So they got off their boat and got into another boat with other families. She told me the boat belonged to someone who doesn't live here but just stores their boat here, and they tried to use it to float away from the fire.
We were able to get on a couple of boats and get them untied, get them out on a float, and then the boats we were on were actually hit by burning boats that had broke loose from the dock. And that set our docks on fire, the boats we were on fire, and that's when we all started hitting the water.
Now, as you heard, Miller told me her and her husband decided that they had to jump off that boat that they were on away from the burning docks because it was about to be hit by a burning boat. She said they waited in the water for rescuers. Now, while they waited, she said it seemed like forever before that help came, and they were both taken to the hospital to be treated for hypothermia. She tells me both of their body temperatures were just around 60 degrees. Now, she told me her family is mourning the loss of their dog. She was on the boat with them. She said when everything started to catch fire and all those pops and cracks, that dog got afraid and started to hide, and they weren't able to find the dog before they had to get off the boat to save their own lives. Live in Scottsboro, Sydney Martin, WAAY 31 News.